with Mr. Charles Reisch from World War II. What things did you enjoy doing before you started your service?
Well, I had just graduated from high school, and what I enjoyed doing there was participating in all sports, all three sports: football, basketball, and baseball.
What kind of training did you have to go through in order to join the Marine Corps?
Well, it was commonly known as basic training, boot camp, and you were indoctrinated into the ways the Marine Corps operated, and you were schooled in the methods that you were to employ when you were graduated there and became a full-time Marine.
How long were you in the Marine Corps?
I was in the Marine Corps from June of 1942 to May of 1945.
Did you have any experiences during your service that are unforgettable?
Well, yes, there are some of which I care not to speak about, but some of the things that are most unforgettable are the friendships and the ties with various men that have extended to the present day.
How old were you when you started your service?
I was just 18 years of age. As a matter of fact, I graduated on a Tuesday, and the following Tuesday I was on Paris Island.
Did you choose to participate in the war, or were you enlisted?
I was a person who enlisted. I was not drafted.
How much of an impact did it have on you when you had to leave your family and go across the sea?
Well, it's always difficult to leave your family, but I felt I had a background of service to the country. My father was a veteran of World War I who had served overseas, and it was difficult to leave my family because I was the only child that they had.
Did you find any comfort when you were in war? Did you find anything to cling to for hope?
Well, you know, there is a saying that is well known throughout the world. There is a saying that says there is no atheist in a foxhole, and I think as most veterans will tell you, that when it came to something to cling on to, you were clinging on to God and God's will.
Why did you decide to join the Marines?
Well, two different reasons. One of my best friends went into it, and then again, we decided that we would go, and it was the best service to go into for the training you would get, with no disrespect to the Army or the Navy or the Air Corps at that time, because we all needed each other.
Do you have any regrets in participating in World War II?
No, I feel it was an honor, and as for regrets over those things, we just did our part to protect our country, that's all. And why would you regret doing something like that when people did that prior to your generation? I mean, to get us to where we are today, at that time, the Revolutionary War, all the other wars.
Do you have any medals or antiques from war?
Well, I had some medals. Yes, I have the World War II Victory Medal. I have the Asiatic Pacific Medal. I have the American Theater Medal, and I also have the Purple Heart.
What major battles did you fight in, if any?
I was in the 4th Marine Division. I was in the Battle of the Marshall Islands at Roy and Namur. Then I was in the Marianas with the 4th in the Battle of Saipan, in which I was wounded.
What was, during your service, what was your diet like?
Well, actually, the diet was it was adequate. I mean, we had good meals as a whole. There were times, yes, when you thought the meals were not up to your standard, but I think that is the nature of the beast. I mean, we're dissatisfied with dislikes and likes that we have even in today's society.
Were there any luxuries at all?
Well, I don't know as if you'd call them luxuries, but I can remember when we were in boot camp, one of the luxuries we had one night, it was very hot, and we did a pretty good job that day in training, and our drill instructor said that he would send two people down to the PX, and they could bring ice cream back for the men. And I tell you what, instead of having ice cream, by the time they got back, it was almost like having a milkshake, because the heat had melted the ice cream. But that to us was a luxury, because we hadn't gotten any ice cream up to that point.
What consisted in an ordinary day?
Well, an ordinary day, you get up about 5:45. Have time to go to the head to wash, shave, and brush your teeth and what have you. You go to breakfast. You'd have a few minutes after breakfast to get squared away. You'd square away your bunk. Then you would go out for training. Depending if it was a field day problem, you'd go out for the day, of which you'd get your meals in the field. Otherwise, if it was just an ordinary day at the base, you would come back lunchtime, have lunch, and approximately 15 minutes after you were back from lunch, you'd go out and train some more, and up until the time that you had your evening meal, and then the rest of the day was free time.
During the war, did you ever hear any rumors of what was happening to the Jews?
No, not in our theater of war. We didn't know anything about that, and one thing, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because with our outfit, we had quite a few Jewish men with us, and they were just accepted just like anybody else.
What were you doing during the bombing of Pearl Harbor, if you remember?
Well, at the day of bombing of Pearl Harbor, there were a group of us, being a senior in high school, there were a group of us at Nelson's confectionery store on Market Street. And when the news came and someone came in and told us about it, we all went to a radio and listened, and we just followed it from there. That was just a following of the news all day. rest of the day.
What are your feelings about the conflict right now in Iraq?
Well, I don't feel like we went over there, and I feel that we should get out of there now. I mean, let those people govern themselves, and we should get out of there.
Okay, that's about it.
On a suit coat.
Can you say what each of them are?
Can you
Yeah, I can see them.
starting over
At your right,
left,
left.
okay?
Okay.
There's the World War II Victory Medal. This one is the Asiatic Pacific Theater of Operations Medal. This is the American Theater Operations Medal. And this one is the Purple Heart Medal for wounds received in action.